So this is Friday again. They keep coming back, don't they? It seems to be Friday again and again and again. And this is another support call. I'm going to start with a group release, and the topic is finding clarity when you're stuck. And this is, I think, a very important life skill, actually. So life has a way of throwing us off focus. We can feel stuck. We can get stuck in our careers, in our families, in our day-to-day life. We can get stuck in many ways. And very often when we get stuck, we just start spinning our wheels, don't we? Just trying what didn't work before. But we are creatures of habit, and it's a natural thing for us to do that. But this time we're going to explore a little different approach to getting unstuck and finding clarity. So just start by checking inside and seeing if this resonates with you. Is there any place where you're feeling stuck, where you're looking for a little clarity, a little bit of insight, intuition, a different way of seeing? So just see how that comes up for you. Just notice any kinds of stories you might be telling yourself. And notice how the body is responding to all of this. We always look to the body because the body is, if you will, the instrument of emotion. It's how emotion is expressed, and that's how you feel it most vividly. Emotion is felt in the body. So notice how the body might be reacting to whatever this topic is. Just notice any sense of stuckness in the body. Notice any feeling of discomfort. This shows up as stress or tension or headache or cramping. It can also show up as a kind of a knot or a feeling of pressure. I'm talking about here along the core of the body. Just have a look around and use your friend curiosity. It helps to look with curiosity. So notice where you're feeling stuck, and notice where you wish for clarity. And just notice how much you're pushing. Notice that desire, that intense struggle. That's what we're focusing on right now. Just notice that. That's resisting, the pushing and pulling, the trying to figure things out, the desperation comes from that as well, and the suffering. So notice that sense of struggle, wanting things to change and be different. And notice also that feeling that you have to do something about it. You are the actor. You are the pusher. You are the one who gets things done. That sense that this is about you, that this is personal. Now that may feel strange because of course it feels personal, because of course this is about you. But one thing you may have noticed is the less that you feel that it's about you, the smoother things go. No? People talk about getting in the way of themselves. We talk about, well, tripping over our own feet when we're dancing, no? It's that sense. So just check and see. That sense that this is about you, intensely personal, tends to constrict everything. I'm not asking you to change that. I'm just asking you to notice that. And then whatever's come up in the moment, whatever feelings are here, could you let that go? Are you willing? And would you let that go? and when. So back to the very beginning, just notice any topic where you feel like you want to be unstuck, you want clarity, you want to know what to do. And just notice how that feeling of stuckness shows up, that feeling of helplessness. I don't get it. That desire that things be different, that wanting to change. Just notice it as best you can. And then check in also to see how personal it seems to feel. It's the nature of this kind of thing. Notice how personal all of this seems to feel, like it's about you, who you are. It's a reflection of your value, your worth, right? To get unstuck, to figure this out, to push forward. Just notice how that all shows up. And then check and see, is any of this actually you? Are you these feelings? Sensations arise in the body, but usually they fall away as well. Thoughts appear in the mind. Did you call them up? I never did. They simply come and go when they want, at their own pace, in their own way. Is any of that you? How could it be? And just notice what is beyond all of that. Just notice that there's a part of you that's actually at rest at all times and accepting of every circumstance. No matter what it is in your life, there is a part of you which is unaffected. Just notice that and rest in that. Notice how the emotions, the feelings, the sensations come and go. And notice also how thoughts appear on their own, without any help from anybody. And check and see, can you find the one who is thinking? Can you actually find that sense of the individual? Or is that just a thought or a feeling of some kind? And whatever is true for you, could you rest as that for a moment longer? And that seems like a good place to stop it for now. So yeah, this is a support call. Anybody who wants can raise their hand, unmute, say hello, ask a question, maybe reach out for support if needed, share a gain, ask a question. And I see Senli has a hand up.
Hey, Stephen.
Good to see
It's
you.
a very appropriate topic.
What, feeling stuck?
Yes. So I have, I guess gains. I have lots of gains in general. Just, I still feel very blessed about my life in general and my health and all of that and my family and relationships, etc. But I am feeling stuck, and I'm even finding even difficulty in which normally I would feel extremely incredible after a group release, but for whatever reason, I'm just having a hard time with it right now.
Right, well, notice that feeling and how much you want that to be different. That's it right there.
Yes.
Yeah. It might have a weight or dimension in the body as well. Just notice how it shows up.
Yes, very heavy.
Uh-huh. And it probably has a story, explanation. There might be some narrative about it. It might have some meaning attached.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Well, what if you could just let that go?
That'd be great.
Uh-huh. And well, would you if you could?
Yes.
When?
Now.
Mm. There might be a sense that you need to be doing something, that this is something that you have to get right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, just notice that as well. That's is that true?
It is an overwhelming feeling of I should be doing something. Should be doing something more. I should be doing something with my life. I should be
Excuse me. Yeah. Hmm.
constant doership.
Right, right, right. So yeah, let's just focus on that. That's actually very useful. I touched upon it in the group release as well, but there's a sense that we all have that we are the ones who do things. We are the ones who get things done. We are the doers, right? It's that
Mm-hmm.
feeling, if I don't do it, nobody else will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's not a valid feeling. I'm just saying to notice that.
Yes.
Yeah. And notice also it has an echo in the body, usually. There's some kind of feeling that shows up in the body.
Yeah, it's like if I don't do it, I'm going to be punished, or I'm
Uh-huh.
going to deal with the consequences.
Right.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to, what the doing is referring to. It's just you should be doing something, anything other than doing what you're doing now.
Right. Whatever you're doing isn't getting it done.
It's not enough. It's
Right.
never enough.
No, it's not. Clearly, clearly, you need to be doing something, even if you have no idea what that something is.
Yes.
These feelings don't have to make sense, by the way, and sometimes they're wired very deeply. Just to share something with you, I don't know if you have a garage door opener at your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I was a child, my mother used to come home and she was very unpredictable. And my two sisters and I we'd be watching television with that feeling of guilt. We should be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And all it took was the sound of the garage door opener to trigger that.
Mm.
And to this day, if I hear a garage door opening, yeah. And why am I telling you this? Because there's a real sense in which this isn't personal. Do you see that?
Yes, I can totally relate. I think that's the thing. If I'm sitting
Yeah.
and relax, and even my husband's always like, "Oh my God, honey, why can't you just sit down and relax for a minute?" And I realize that I have a fear around just sitting. And of course, when I release, you sit and relax, but just sitting around and just giving myself a break, it's like any minute, I'm going to get in trouble.
Right, exactly. Yeah. No, you have to be looking over your shoulder, don't you?
Yes. So I can't ever really relax
Hmm.
because I feel like there's something like going to come around the corner on me or going to sneak up on me or surprise me or be like, oh my God, I totally forgot. I don't know why I didn't think I was supposed to be doing this. whatever this is.
Right. Right. So I just want to point out to everybody else who's on the call that, excuse me, we all feel these kinds of triggers, really. And the first step is just to notice what's happening, to see the pattern happening in real time. That itself is a huge part of changing that behavior once you really see it clearly. You know? And so to me it sounds like you really are getting a good vision, getting a good fix on that. And the other part of it really is, I know this is completely bizarre, but doing the exact opposite that you want to do. What if, and the way that there's a couple different things that help here. One is, there's a feeling that you're feeling in the body. Is that right, Senley?
Yeah, it's like heavy on my heart, on my chest, and in my stomach.
Right, right, right. Okay. And so now that has been identified as something that we don't like, right? There's a judgment.
Yes.
And there's also a lot of explanation. Well, this has a history. This has a story. This has a reason. This isn't just something, right?
Yes.
So start with that. Notice all of that. The weight that makes it heavy is all of the stories, the explanations, the extremely good reasons, the very sensible explanations, all the memories, right? So just notice how much that feeling seems to mean something. Right? I'm not
Yes.
saying, I'm not invalidating, by the way, what might be felt or thought. That's not the point. I'm just, yeah. So could,
No, I guess what came up, the thought that came up from all of that is, I mean, I made it through the whole brain tumor thing, and and getting the doctors getting my family in order with like the potential loss of me and all of that. And I was like totally okay and at peace through the whole thing. In fact, I was at peace, like, okay, if God's ready to take me, I'm okay. And
right,
and yet living now that I'm beyond all that, and the doctors are like, oh, I'm a walking miracle and blah, blah, blah. I
right,
wasn't even supposed to be, I was supposed to be partially blind, paralyzed in a wheelchair. And, and I'm none of those things. And now I'm back in the real world doing all my normal things. And everybody's amazed that I could do all these things. Even no one can even tell that I've had 5 brain surgeries. And,
right.
and yet the living, just doing the day-to-day life,
The simplest
is
things.
so scary.
Yes.
I'm so scared just to function daily. And I don't even understand. I'm stuck. I feel so stuck.
You know what the difference is, though?
Uh-huh.
With the brain tumor, you didn't have a choice to back up or to reconsider or to, it just sort of presented itself, one thing after the other.
Mm-hmm.
And in the
And it
moment,
was like an excuse. It's like, oh, well, this is why. So whatever happens is okay because, I always have that to fall back on. But now
hmm.
I don't have anything to fall back on. It's like, you're not doing something right then.
So here's the opposite thing that you don't want to do, which I recommend that you try.
Okay.
Absolutely lean into it. In other words, this is an acute, a sharp feeling in the body primarily, right?
Yeah, it's like it paralyzes me. And I notice it's bringing up sadness.
Right, right, right. And so now, of course, you want to fix it, do something with it, get past it, numb it, right?
Yes.
And there may be different strategies. I mean, there clearly are. There always are.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. But now what I'm suggesting to you is, could you just pretend with me that whatever is being felt in the moment is just terrific? The thing that you've been wanting to feel for so long, what you've been waiting for so long. Now you have the chance. And now you're just going to sit there and just indulge yourself, feeling every little bit of it. I know, the last thing
Mm.
that you wanted to do.
Mhm.
But why not? You haven't tried this yet, so lean into it that way. Do you see?
Yes.
And see what happens.
No, you're right. I think that um looking back on it, I realize I when I, spent that year in the hospital, I did a lot of crying, but at first I was uncomfortable with it. And then I realized that it's okay. I'm,
Right,
I'm allowed, and I can just let myself cry if I feel it,
right,
and if I don't, then I don't.
right.
And I had some really therapeutic cries, and when I came to that place that I was like, you know what, I'm allowed to cry, and it's okay. Then I didn't really need to cry as often,
Hmm,
and it just eventually but I felt this incredible high afterwards, and just felt
hmm.
so at peace with the world,
Yes.
and I feel like I can't get back there. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you remember the film Forrest Gump?
Yes.
And do you remember the scene when there's a storm? They're on the shrimp boat.
Mhm.
Lieutenant Dan, right? He's the character that's lost his legs in the
Mhm.
Vietnam War. What does he do? He goes to the very top of the ship and it's a storm. And what is he doing? He's shouting like a crazy man, "Take me now! Do it! Do it!" Right? Here comes the storm, the waves, etc. All night long, he's up there on the mast. He's, take
Yes.
me, do it, I don't care.
That's how I felt when I was going through all that. I was like, I'm okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm ready.
So what this is a form of that. This is like, okay, there's no running anymore. So whatever is being felt right now, whatever is present here, bring it on. You feel me? There's
Yes.
a
You're
courage
right.
to it. But I know it's there for you too.
Yes.
You just say, okay, if this is what's going to be felt right now, bring it on. You got any more? Is that the best you can do? Come on. I'm waiting. Is that But also, I mean, I know it's ridiculous, but try it and see. Just
I
lean in.
already feel that. I feel better from it.
Oh my God, this is it. This is the best, whatever it is. No? Yeah. You've been standing at the edge of the pool and the water is cold, right? And
Mhm.
you put your foot in the water a little bit, and that's not helping you. Right now your foot feels how cold the water is, right? Sometimes you just have to jump in.
Yeah, it's a good analogy.
Yeah. 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 And so you just notice what's here now, what's being experienced. And if you look around a little bit, you might even see gratitude somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, the very least that you can say is this: at least I feel something. It means what? I'm alive.
Yeah.
At least I have that. At least I can still feel something. So what's here now, suddenly?
I feel more open, lighter, not as heavy.
Oh, yeah. Just see how far you can go, you know?
Yeah, I can actually take a deep breath now. I
Oh,
almost felt stumped earlier. Like, I'm going to get a good inhale, and I couldn't.
it's interesting you say that because what I notice for me is there is a point where taking a breath just becomes sheer pleasure. I don't know if you
Hmm.
relate to that, but yeah, it's that feeling of openness that you get. Or
Yeah.
even just like, oh, just breathing. Oh my God, yeah. Just breathing is just enough. You may also notice a kind of a tingly feeling about the body. This is again something that I experience, but others experience as well sometimes. It's a kind of a tingling aliveness on the surface of the skin,
Hmm.
and that always comes up for me with gratitude and courage and presence. So I just mentioned that. Does that feel like a good place to stop for now?
Yes. Yeah, I noticed that after it was feeling so light and I was feeling good about that, that this fear came up, and
Oh.
it's like a really heavy fear. And I went, okay, bring it on. Give me all of it. Let me feel how much are you going to give me? And then it just dissipated.
Yeah, it's a very powerful technique.
Yeah.
It's a very powerful way to release. Good. Okay, then.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you for raising your hand suddenly. This is awesome. I'm gonna. Well, you can lower your hand, or I'll do it for you. Oops, Betty. Sorry, I saw that your hand was up, Betty. Go ahead.
Hi again, and thank you again for everything you do.
Good, good, good.
I, I had an interesting experience yesterday. I was trying to just relax and just be,
Mm.
and usually I feel this expansion, uh, but it was very bizarre. I could not expand. I was stuck in a box.
Huh.
And then I tried to feel the body, and then I felt stuck in the body. And then I could see that the expansion was coming from the mind.
Uh-huh.
So how do you deal with that?
Well, it sounds like you found a way, didn't you?
Yeah, and today I'm feeling slightly stuck again.
Okay.
Yeah, so I I don't want to be in this loop forever. And
Okay.
sorry,
So,
not go ahead.
yeah, well, the best advice that I could give you is just notice how you feel stuck.
Yeah,
Just start with that. Yeah.
okay.
And let's explore a little bit. Is this mostly happening as a feeling in the body or feelings or sensations?
Yeah, there's this like certain heaviness, like or noticing the body
Yeah.
and the mind too. I don't
Okay.
know if this was always here, and I'm just noticing it now.
Sometimes it can be like that. You're right. Yeah, there's like a background feeling that just comes to the surface. Or whatever it is, just notice how it shows up.
Okay.
And breathe into it a little bit. And Just a little curiosity helps. And check and see if it seems to mean something. Is there story, image and sound? Is there any kind of memory?
Mostly confusion and then wanting to be rid of it.
So yeah, okay then. Well, just notice confusion really is that desire to figure it out, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Well, so notice that desire to figure it out, and just as best you can, could you let that go?
See where the problem lies. I'm gonna have to say no to letting go.
Right on. Thank you so much for saying that. Good. Yeah. So, and would you let that go?
No.
And when?
Now?
I'm laughing because there's also a release that happens when you're really free about your no. Yeah. And so just notice how it seems to be so heavy. That's it. And how much you want to do something about it. And do you have a sense of what I'm saying, how much you want to do about that? Do you feel that? Do you feel the resistance?
Yeah, I would call it a resistance.
Part of it is just the feeling that you don't like it. Even that right there is a judgment. It's a yes and not a no, or a no and not a yes. So that's also part of the stickiness right there, is that you don't like it. You've made a decision somewhere. It's not something you want. You want to push it away, fix it, get past it. Right?
Yeah, it's heavy.
So I'm just asking you to check into the intensity. Just notice how much that is. And now what we're going to do is go back and forth holistically a little bit. So I'm going to take you back to the original feelings and just notice how it shows up. And then the other side of the release is notice how much you resist this. Notice how much you don't want it, you're pushing it away, you're trying to figure it out. Huh?
Yeah.
And then the original feeling. And then the resistance. And then the feeling. And the resistance. And sometimes this kind of back and forth helps to make it stand out more clearly. So just notice how resistance shows up, how that feels. Does that actually help, or does that make things more difficult?
Makes things worse.
In all cases. But notice also there's that sense that you have to resist even more. The problem is you're just not resisting enough. Right?
Yeah, totally. I just need to resist more until I explode.
In fact, we could even turn this into an accusation. You're just not good enough at resisting. That's the problem. See, if you were better at resisting, I'm sure we can point to somebody else in your life that is a better resistor than you are, that would put more effort into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess what I'm suggesting to you is that the wiring may not actually be helpful. You see what I'm pointing at?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also useful to see the wiring. right? Is this you? Or is this just what is apparently happening? Is it really about you? Or is this just a mechanism that you've noticed? How the body reacts, how the mind reacts. Is that you? Can you control it? Make it go away? Make it come back? Make it turn purple?
No.
Yeah. And there's your freedom right there. All of that stuff just comes and goes. But what you are is always here and always okay. You have a sense of that?
Yeah.
So could you let yourself off the hook for just a moment and rest as that awareness and just allow all to be and just notice the thoughts that come and go. The sensations, the heaviness, the lightness. Let me ask you, is that sensation the same as when you started? Are those feelings the same as when you started?
No, it's a little lighter.
Right. So it helps to notice these things. Just the seeing of them is very helpful. Once you see these things, they're no longer hidden. And let me ask you what's here now.
It's a little better, but I can still feel the heaviness or whatever it is.
Okay, well, if the heaviness is here, could you even welcome it? Really, just a little enthusiasm. If it's here, let it be. Are you willing to give it permission to be like that, just for now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this may be a twist, but could you even love it for being like that? Doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes the brain will struggle with that. Why would you love it for feeling like that? What's here now?
Just bizarre. The body still feels heavy.
Right, and so what? The body feels the way it feels. And what happens, here's the thing. You discovered through your own experimentation that the more that you resist, well, I'll let you fill in the blanks. What happens?
Not good.
Right,
It becomes worse.
right, right. And so we're trying the opposite. We're actually inviting it to be like that just for now. Do you still feel like you need to do something and that you're not getting this right?
Yeah.
Ah, I see. So just notice how that is. Notice how that shows up. Allow yourself to feel that feeling of not getting this right.
Okay.
However that shows up. Notice that you feel like you're the one that has to get this right. Just notice that feeling.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But isn't that just a thought? Or isn't that just a sensation in the body?
Yes.
Is that actually you? Or are you simply aware of those sensations?
Yeah.
Are you simply aware of thoughts? The body feels in different ways. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it feels pleasurable, sometimes it doesn't. Just notice how it feels now. I have a feeling that you're still trying hard to get this right. Am I accurate?
I, I don't even know anymore what I'm doing.
Oh, that's fine then. That's good too.
But I'll let somebody else go and I'll release with other people.
Sorry, Betty. That's fine. Yeah, I wasn't sure where you were, and it turns out that you weren't either, and that's actually quite okay with this kind of work. Sometimes that happens too.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen.
Okay,
Thank
Betty.
you.
Thanks. Okay. Maxine, I see that you have your hand up. It's good to see you, Maxine.
Isn't it amazing how my smile is the same every week?
It is. It's a wonderful thing.
Thanks, Stephen. Wow, I've been getting a lot out of everyone's, releasing and
Good.
yes, very. It's been wonderful, and this whole idea of um, thinking that I need to do something, being the doer.
Hmm.
I I just go in and out of that, and sometimes depending on the context, I'm just so convinced that if I don't focus on, my food intake, the types of foods that I'm eating,
Right.
sticking to my food plan, I get over and over the same results, that I've gained a few pounds, and in general, I just want to say that I'm not really bothered by that. But what is now starting to happen is that my blood pressure fluctuates when I'm a few pounds heavier. So
Hmm.
now it's become this, for health reasons, that I just want to live in a body that is of balanced weight.
Mm-hmm.
And there is such a sense of needing to do something about it needing to, um, stick to a plan or seek the community of others that are kind of grappling with the same. It's all of the doership.
Of course.
It feels like I can suspend that doership for a while, but before I know it, it's right back seeking solution.
Well, yeah, of course, of course. So notice what that is. That sense of doership comes from the mind.
What, I'm sorry, notice what that is?
Yes, yes, that sense of doership that you described comes from the mind.
Correct. Uh-huh.
And the
Yes.
mind, again, is trying to help.
Yes. It is fervently. I mean, just
Exactly.
like 24/7.
Exactly. It just gets a little bit obsessive. That's
Yes.
right.
Yes. Well, it gets obsessive because it's not being successful. It's not finding the kind of utopia, the weight loss program or the system for how to do. So yeah, it keeps trying.
Right, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
so with the mind, in my experience, one of the most effective stopgaps is to actually switch to gratitude. When you notice that the mind is pushing, the mind is behind that sense of, I have to get this right. I have to do this. I have
Well,
to
what else could be creating the stories? There's, you know what I mean? That's kind of what it does.
right,
That's its job.
exactly. So the gratitude helps to quiet the mind. That's the
Mm.
point I'm making simply.
Mm-hmm.
I'm inviting you to consider gratitude as a response the next time.
Ah,
And in other words, when you feel that energy, here's what happens with me. I will notice that sometimes I feel that, the pressure is on me. I have to be the one. I have to get it done.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, and the answer is, of course, I do want to get things done. It's just that now that the mind is involved, you understand that that creates all kinds of resistance and
And
trauma,
pressure and
pressure.
yes. Uh-huh.
Exactly. And so I guess what I'm saying is that I'm learning to meet that energy of have to push with gratitude.
Okay.
Because again, it's like there's the mind on the job trying to help.
Trying to take care of me. Yes, I so get that. And
Exactly.
then, so what I guess I'm kind of left with, I'm still kind of trying to figure it out. It's like, okay, the gratitude is makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. And yet the, excess 5 pounds, 10 pounds is still here.
Well, what you find though is that it probably comes off a lot more naturally.
I would hope that's the goal. That is absolutely the goal. It's not to kind of force myself into deprivation. Oh, it
Right.
just, that does not work,
Right.
clearly.
Right. And there also may be a little bit more tolerance as well, okay? The
Uh-huh.
fact is,
Yeah.
I have a confession to make, Maxine. Are you ready to hear this? Are you sitting down? I
I'm all ears,
I
Stephen.
I don't have washboard abs. I don't. I don't.
Okay. I mean, have you ever wanted washboard? I mean, like,
No, not really, but I'm telling you
okay.
this. It doesn't seem likely to
Yes,
me.
yeah, totally. And I'm not, and truly, I'm
It,
not really looking to look like some kind of model or trying to, be this like sculpted body. It's not even that.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's definitely
Okay.
not that. Yeah.
I guess
But
what I'm saying is that
mm,
with the gratitude, you're taking the, are you there, Maxine? There you are.
I'm right here. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're taking the edge off of things a little bit. You know,
Yes.
to me, in my experience of the world, I tend to really get into trouble when there's these guilt traps, these
Yes.
mind
Yeah.
games. That's when you
Yeah.
punish yourself by eating even more cake.
Uh, uh,
Right? You know?
yeah. Or the direct opposite is just out of frustration, not knowing what to do, so I don't do anything.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, I'm just going to step back for a second. What we're now doing is discussing. I think it's equally important that the mind understands these processes. The working, what we're doing right now is we're actually experimenting with our own consciousness, no?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and so in addition to actually leading you through whatever exercise or whatever release, I'd also like to point out what's happening. You know, we go back and forth with resistance each time to show that, hey, does resistance help?
Right, exactly.
Because
But
I can tell you 1,000 times, but it's
right.
when you actually feel how painful resistance is.
Well,
Yeah,
it's one thing to feel it, but it's another thing to have the tools to kind of
correct.
befriend it and to just lean into it. So, what I'm hearing is that just trying gratitude the next time, I notice the mind doing its thing about, beating me up for, not sticking to the food plan, whatever,
Right.
and to just really notice how it's really working towards my best interests, that it's
Exactly.
really wanting what's best for me, and how wonderful that in and of itself is. Yeah.
Exactly. And also just know that that energy that goes into beating yourself up,
Mm-hmm.
while misdirected, of course, that's
Mm-hmm.
misdirected energy. But that's also the energy which is going into finding solutions.
Or I don't know, it has, yes, maybe, yeah, maybe, but yeah. It feels very much like a loop.
Right,
I don't,
exactly.
I'm not really experiencing anything new. Or
Right.
I think that I think that within the gratitude, or within that space, is where the jewel is. And to just rest in that. I notice
Mhm.
that when I'm just resting in that, the sense of intuition, or maybe the next action step, will come from a place of calm, will
Exactly.
come from a place of clarity,
Yes.
as opposed to this, taskmaster kind of a place. So you're just reminding me of, that which I already know, but it eludes me when I get so wound up in that doer kind of drill. Yeah.
Well, truly, we've been training, all of our lives to have the reactions that we have.
Yeah.
And it may take a little bit of, again, what we're doing here is just back and forth experimentation, feeling into
Yeah.
it. It's one thing to say that here's a hammer, it's another thing to have the hammer feel comfortable in your hand
Yes,
and that
exactly.
you know where to reach when you need the hammer.
Stephen, I just have to say that I, again, just bringing myself back to that calm place,
Mm,
that solutions and whatever is needed in the moment
mm,
is so much kinder
mm,
than that other place. So
of course.
if I don't ever lose the 10 pounds, it's I think it's much kinder for me to just align myself with that. I think that something you also said was to someone else, I can't remember who it was. I get so attached. I think that it's Maxine that had that the responsibility is mine. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That I take ownership in that. So I take it all so seriously. And yeah, I get so wound up in that
Mhm.
the joy flies out the window. So just the reminder that in the midst of that voice just trying so hard to help me, I can still, you know, find appreciation and find peace. Yeah.
And from that appreciation and from that peace, I think you'll find that solutions just flow naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my own work here, without going into details, but I've been going through something that's very technical the last week. And oh my God, I mean, it's the last thing that I want to deal with right now. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
but what I find is that if I just sit down and give it an hour here and an hour there, in
Yeah.
fact, it really is happening a lot more easily than, well,
Plowing through.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have to push to get this done. That
Uh,
just is, for me,
yeah.
that's just a
Yeah.
sign of a disaster. I can have a disastrous day of just beating
Yeah.
myself up for not doing what I think I should do.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that one. Yeah.
So,
Well, God. Well, thank you, Stephen. I definitely feel very much more in in balance with the whole idea. I don't have a plan. I don't have a next step. I'm just like in neutral, and that's fine.
yeah, that can be fine as well.
Yeah.
Right. We have
Well, the
this.
truth is, the planning is where I kind of start to kind of trip myself up back again to the doer, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Although the thing is that plans happen naturally,
yeah.
and that's
Right.
the fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just by way of explanation, there's one game that I play. Sometimes I have a hard time with procrastination. Sometimes that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a
Mm-hmm.
game that I'll play with myself, which is that no, 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 I have to watch 10 more YouTube videos, you know? And then I find myself thinking about this technical task like, wait, what if I try? No, 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 I can't try it now because I have to watch 5 more YouTube videos, you know? So I just sort of bore myself with
Mm-hmm.
distractions and find
Mm-hmm.
myself sort of like
Mm-hmm.
tinkering with solutions anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know what the technical issue is, but but you seem to be so good from the IT standpoint in terms of kind of figuring things out that there's a part of me that kind of sees you as really enjoying that part of uh, the doingness in terms of tasks and what have you. So it's always kind of a push pull, right? Whether you take on a task that you know um, have some abilities in or not, but it's something draws you to do it. Something draws you to the to the situation, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, so but there's that push pull, yeah, it's not simple. Um it's not a all or one. It's not a, just there's that love hate thing that um kind of shows up.
Well,
Enjoy in things that you have either elected to do or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, no, it's okay. I would respond by saying that use joy as your compass.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what you're saying, and
Yeah,
I mhm,
yes. And you know what I'm just trying to just recognize, and that is I've had a career of problem solving.
mhm,
So there's a way that I work that muscle that I've been rewarded
right,
for working that muscle my entire life.
right,
And now I'm at a place where I just want to just relax that muscle, that doer part, and just trust the process, you
mhm,
know? Yeah. So that's kind of my little push pull that I just automatically slide into because I've done it all my life. But this is so much kinder,
mm,
just feel, and the gratitude, feeling gratitude feels wonderful. It feels wonderful, so much more so than that taskmaster. And yeah, I mean, I get it done, but just the letting go and to just be with that space, in
mhm,
between the gratitude and that chatterbox.
right.
It's really wonderful. Yeah, yeah, and it still gets the job done.
And there's a naturalness to it,
Mm.
a spontaneous aspect.
You don't even know that you're doing it. The next thing you know, you're just doing it. It's just kind of unfolding.
Yeah.
So much kinder. So much kinder.
You may notice that I use that phrase, working from the heart. And that's
Mm.
not by accident. This is actually, if you will, kind of a mantra. Oh, Andrea is sending us a note that says, "Thank you, love to all." I think she's leaving. She had to hang
Ah,
up. It's okay. All
mm,
right.
yeah.
So, working from the heart has been, for me, a mantra of trying to understand how to get things done in the world,
Mm-hmm.
that are useful and have
Mm-hmm.
meaning to other people,
Mm-hmm.
that pay the
Mm-hmm.
bills,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, but also
Yes.
that somehow comes from your own natural joy.
Yes. Yeah. That's so wonderful, Stephen, that you have just kind of mirrored where I am right now. I left my job,
Uh,
and I used to work for the federal government. So, that was that was I mean, that was a pleasant separation. Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy about that. And I am really I'm at a place of just coasting for a while. I've worked all my life. So I'm not jumping into the next project or anything. But at the same time, I'm really open to just the unfoldment of whatever is next. And I have no idea what that may be or what that may look like, but it's fine. That's really the wonderful part. And I have to say that even when I was working, there were times that I got to the part in a project that I couldn't take credit for, that it just unfolded. And the difference in the doing or the unfoldment, the difference was as different as night is today. It was so, and I mean, Stevie Wonder could see, kind of what was happening. I could not take credit for it. It was just unfolding. Yeah. So I really want more of that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny you mentioned Stevie Wonder, the musician, because it's exactly like that. It's the
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, he does that with his music, doesn't he?
such a and with such a childlike spirit, just that joy of play.
Isn't she wonderful? That's the song that comes to mind.
Yeah,
You know,
I just yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I have stories of Stevie Wonder, but I don't want to bore you or anything like that. But yeah, so that wonderment, that
I find
unfold.
myself endlessly fascinated by those kinds of stories, I have to tell you.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
love stories of creative people and how they do their thing.
Yes,
Either the
yes,
struggle of it or the inspiration.
yes,
I love
yeah.
these kinds of stories.
I have one I would love to tell it.
Please.
I'm kind of long-winded, so it would take, maybe 5 or 7 minutes, but
Oh, I think we can handle 5 or 7 minutes. I'm
yeah.
open to it for
You
sure.
think? Well, I don't know. I don't want to bore others with it. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe another time. I don't know what to say, but
No, go
I
ahead.
too. I feel very, inspired by them, and at the same time, it's clearly not me. That's really what we're talking about there. It's
Mm.
just an unfoldment, and I just feel so inspired by them, by the time, by the situations that I have been able to experience in my life where it's clearly not coming from Maxine. Yeah, yeah. So
Well,
yeah.
I'll tell you, I am actually, excuse me, I'm exploring a few different changes in how I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But what you've just described to me is kind of the core of my mission. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's important for me, and I think it's important for the world to understand the role that the heart plays in our work in terms of
Mm.
uh, where ideas come from,
Yes.
inspiration,
Yes. Yes.
creativity,
Mm.
but also this connection that we have to each other as well when we collaborate, when we work for the others.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. But Stephen, I, I, uh, I, I really worked at that, the collaboration and the openness,
mhm.
and I, I just, I hesitate to. Um, it's so complicated, but in organizations, and of course I worked for the government. There were just so few people that were on the same page with that, and that there was just this there were so many factors that were kind of at play, that I
Well, there
just.
are a few people that can actually live and manifest that as what we're talking.
Oh, I truly,
But
and
I
I
think there's a
guess.
huge need.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. And I'm just kind of feeling right now for myself that I think that outside of that particular kind of system, I'm feeling like that I can flourish maybe in a way that I just tried and tried, and it was I wasn't. It was hard.
Of course.
It was difficult, yeah. And yet there were situations, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, there were definite situations. I'm just wanting more of it in a way that
Well, it's a
I think
spiritual
that they
path
can
is what
kind
it
of.
is.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's a spiritual path, Maxine. In other words,
Without a doubt.
it's an
Without a doubt.
aspiration to be able to live and work in that fashion.
Yes.
It does
Yeah.
also bring up a lot of the limitations that we seem to be
Yes.
dealing with.
Yes.
But
Yeah. And I guess maybe it's my it's my hallucination. I don't know what the truth is, if it's part of the dream, whatever, whatever. But my sense is, I I feel that that can happen on a much um, more on a much kind of larger scale, or
Well, there's a great
with
desire for
less
this.
resistance, maybe with less resistance. You know what? I'm in the process of exploring w- how it can unfold in another way. I'm in the process right now. Whereas I'm out whereas I've stepped out of one system, and I'm now kind of experimenting with the unfoldment in another way. So it's the story has yet to be told. You know, it's kind of like in process.
I think it's wonderful. And by the way,
Yes,
I have
it's
to say, I think a lot of people who are on this call or will hear this call
mhm.
resonate with that.
Yeah.
I see this, for example, in if you look at, and I don't want to get into politics, by the way, but
Uh-huh.
if you do look at current events and if you look
Hmm.
at the tone of communication, a lot of people do feel like, hey, work has to be a struggle.
Hmm.
If you're not successful, you're just not pushing hard enough,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And so forth. All of these messages um, are in contrast with, I think, the younger generation who is saying, no, I need to have a balance between my work and my life. I need to have
Hmm.
work that is fulfilling to me. I need to have,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, colleagues who actually understand me and want to be my co-creators and to
Right,
be
right,
successful with me.
right,
You
right.
know, there's so much that is obviously dysfunctional.
Yes, yeah. But at the same time, you bring up a great point, and that is that I don't know. I worked for the government for almost 12 years,
Wow.
and there were I yeah, and there were these little enclaves of Wednesday afternoon mindfulness meditation groups. So there were
Right.
like minded people. And so I don't want to make it seem as though I was in some kind of a desert. Because the truth is, people are people. You know what I'm saying? So you
Right.
find those that are really exploring and open to their spirituality. You find them everywhere. So they're not an exclusion in the government. What I can say is that I have participated in those 12 noon mindfulness groups ever since from the very, very beginning. And now that it's been 12 years, there, just as I was leaving, there was this online community from different agencies that were doing really wonderful mindfulness sessions and what have you. So my point is that the interest has grown, or maybe those that have always been there are just kind of finding this little enclave of us. So my point um, is that they are there, and yeah, so there it is. They're everywhere. I mean, wherever you find spirits and people, you find those that are more drawn to the exploration of who they are and how they show up in the world, spiritually speaking. So
Indeed.
um yeah,
Maxine, I'm going to, sorry to step in. I feel
I
like we're
for
reaching the end of
I
the
just
call.
forgot that we're on this collective call. I was
Okay.
talking to you directly, but sure, yes.
I,
Thank you. And thank you for just kind of gently reminding me that gratitude can also be a part of the process, be a part of that ongoing internal conversation. So thank you for that.
it's a good one to remember. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, guys, I think maybe I'm feeling it's time to wrap up the call. I'm a little bit tired myself. My brain cells. I think this has been wonderful and stimulating. I will tell you what, I'll make sure I get the video processed today. I think it's always best to do it the same day if I can.
Oh. Well, thank you so much, Stephen, for your service. As always, I mean, you're really a pinnacle in this community of just helping us kind of come together. And I just really appreciate you so much.
Oh, great. Well, I am working on some projects, some ideas that I think you'll be interested in. So I'll just leave it at that for now.
Lovely, lovely.
And yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, today we'll see if I can get the recording out the door today and then have a nice bike ride in the afternoon.
Yeah, great.
So I love you all, and I thank you so much for taking part in this. And I will be back at you again on Friday. Well, in 1 week's time, but you'll hear from me before then. So
Great. Have a great weekend, everyone.
thank you, everybody.
Take good care. Bye.
Okay, then.